Marco's Alert nearly up and running, 100 Bahamians to be trained as programmers, and the Rotary Club finds a solution for Abaco residents' potable water problem. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Simonet. It's Thursday, December 17th. Thanks for staying with us. Minister of National Security Marvin Dayam says that the Marco's Alert and Sex Offender Registry is in the last stage before its official launch. He adds that there is a need for an important software.
Sex offenses registered, I had an excellent opportunity to look at this last week to look at the software and relations that we're very excited about it. We had a demo. I think there's another demo this week on it with all of the stakeholders. So we like to include the stakeholders in there. Marco's Alert, as you know, all of the main boards are up. We're excited about that. We're waiting on another piece of software for the service providers that will allow for mass notifications to any cell phone holder.
Minister Dames pointed out that unfortunately the local service providers do not provide the software that's needed to accompany the alerts.
So we're working now. We had an RFP out on that, and the RFP would have returned, and so as soon as we get that software, we'll be able to kind of close that link. And so it allows for mass notification anywhere in this country as long as you are a cell phone owner. And the thing is that you can either geofence as well. And so it's this software will also allow for us to use during natural disasters when NEMA needs to use it. So we need to send mass notifications out.
Marco's Alert was named after 11-year-old Marco Archer following his brutal murder back in 2011. The Marco Alert system is set to mirror that of the Amber Alert system in the United States. Minister Dayam says it can be ready as early as next quarter. 100 Bahamians are to be trained as programmers thanks to a memorandum of understanding between the Bahamian government and the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute and the international firm Cisco. We learned this much from a virtual press conference this morning. Dr. Robert Robertson, president of BTVI, leading off the press conference, saying that the future of work is far more digital than it was in the past.
If you look at the demand for programmers globally, there is a significant shortfall in the skill sets required to be a programmer globally, let alone in the Bahamas. We have been, over the past few weeks and months, working with Cisco to train some of our BTVI faculty to the standard required to be able to train Bahamians to be programmers to meet that global skills gap. Our faculty are going through that training now very successfully, and we're about to now recruit some of these 100 students, 100 Bahamian students, to be able to go through the certified training to ensure that they are programmers that meet global standards.
Dr. Robertson mentioned that on top of this initiative, BTVI has established a Center for Online and Distance Education, and they are currently offering 400 virtual classes available to everyone across the Bahamas and an ICT program that currently has some 300 students preparing to graduate. He contends that this new training is only one step in the process of the government furthering the digitization initiative. Minister of Education Jeffrey Lloyd expressing his gratitude for those present to make this initiative happen.
And how very proud we are and how grateful the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is, the government, for the work you have done, Cisco, the great work that is being done by Dr. Robertson and Mr. Baston and Mr. Ramtoul and their team at the Bahamas Technical Vocational Institute. Very proud and very grateful, impressed, appreciative of the leadership exhibited by Mrs. Ambrista and Mr. Taylor, Mr. Anderson, Ms. Poitier, and our team here, the Ministry of Education. I believe that this day and these days are going to be recorded as a momentous movement occasion in the life of education in the Bahamas. And I am happy to be a part of it, to be surrounded by outstanding visionaries in the persons that I have just mentioned. Cisco, Mr. Bodafall, God bless you. Thank you, Carlo. You and I connect from time to time, and we have our conversations, and you've been extraordinary in helping us. I'm looking forward to I think it is 300 students who will graduate this year at the conclusion of their ICT training, 300 of them. That's very impressive. And the continuing work that the government of the Bahamas.
Here's Jordy Bodifall, Senior Vice President of Cisco, on his thoughts on the MOU.
The matter of what brings us together today, as I said before, the government of the Bahamas is making a huge step to move forward, admirable step forward. The digital transformation agenda of the country, and we are very confident that the MOU we are now announcing will have a positive impact on the people of Bahamas.
Mr. Bodifall assures that Cisco will provide these 100 Bahamians the resources and knowledge from the Cisco Network Academy program that he says has transformed the lives of their 2.5 million trainees in Latin America. Chief Justice Sir Brian Murray reassuring the public that no one within the judicial system will be laid off or be made redundant as the court system moves to a virtual platform. He says this much during a virtual contract signing with the US-based business development firm, the Anchor Group, to implement an integrated case management system for the Bahamian judiciary. The ICMS is but one of the steps to the court system being moved to a completely online platform. Here's Chief Justice Murray.
The court system is severely understaffed at the moment. So I don't think we'll be looking at any redundancies or layoffs. Now, there'll be some retraining that is going to be necessary across the court system. We're going to have to retool some of the skill sets within the court system, and we have a plan for that. I have chartered something called the Bahamas Judicial Education Institute, which is now going to be the primary arm for all continuing judicial education and training within the judiciary. And the BJEI is going to be responsible for retraining different units within the system, and there will be a lot of cross-training and retooling of skill sets.
Chief Justice Murray assures that as the court system moves forward to a digital platform, it will not have a negative impact on their staff. Although it has been a total of 15 months since the monster Category 5 Hurricane Dorian devastated the Bahamas, many Abaconians are still feeling its effects when it comes to potable water. Thankfully, a solution has been provided. With more details on that, we go to Jerino Saunders.
In any survival situation, potable water is usually at the top of the list of essentials. And for the residents of Abaco and Grand Bahama, in the immediate aftermath of Monster Storm Dorian, aside from locating loved ones, nothing was more important than fresh drinking water on islands that were awash with ocean water. In the immediate days following the hurricane, bottled water was flown in, but there had to be a long-term solution for the weeks and months ahead. The Rotary Clubs of the Bahamas teaming up with Abaco Strong to find that solution. Tegwin Hunt Hosted, a member of Abaco Strong, spoke of the alliance formed with Rotary to provide Abaco residents with potable water using a reverse osmosis system.
In many conversations following storm, Water Mission Samaritan's Purse were using well water and they were actually filtering it. But that wasn't sustainable for the volume of water that we needed for the community that was still here. So in many discussions with Rotary in the end of December and the beginning of the new year, with Pure H2O, their partner on the RO unit, reverse osmosis, we formed a collaboration to bring that unit here.
The reverse osmosis water system was set up on the seaside near the community center in Treasure Key, Abaco, for residents to drive up and collect water for their homes. While at the reverse osmosis unit, we met second homeowner Rob Kennedy from Toronto.
Well, I basically filled up some water jugs with some drinking water, and without this we wouldn't have drinking water today. There was another NGO set up with a well over here, and but they closed down, so then the Rotary came in and put this together.
So basically the entire community is using the system?
I believe so.
What's the quality of the water there? What
Excellent. That's been fine for me. I mean, it's excellent.
You drink with it?
Yes.
Cook it?
Yep, absolutely.
So how much water are you able to get per day? Is there a limit?
I just done like 15 gallons, but I only get that once a week.
For those residents without a vehicle or who lived in settlements outside of Treasure Key, water is trucked daily and deposited in 1,000-gallon water tanks where it is easily accessible by residents, like on church properties in Marsh Harbor. The reverse osmosis unit will soon be returned to the capital for maintenance, but already Rotary, Abaco Strong, and the wider Abaco community are seeking alternative long-term solutions for potable water. Jerino Saunders, JCN News.
You're watching JCN News. When we return, 44 Cubans repatriated, the new COVID-19 numbers in country, and a tour of Bahama handprint. Stay with us.